Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm going to do a little more in-depth reading of Genesis with interpretation. Genesis 1, the 6 creation days, and then Genesis 2, when the seventh day comes and God rests from his creating. But Genesis 2 also jumps back into day 6, when God makes Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden. Genesis 2 is kind of like an overview of Genesis 1, and then it zooms in onto day 6. And then this is going to be from an old earth perspective, which I believe is the accurate interpretation of Genesis 1, because science today, in the past, humans hadn't discovered the amount of information from the natural record of nature, right? The evidence we find in nature today. So it was difficult to get a full understanding of Genesis 1 until recently. We know, based on fossils, right? The dating of fossils goes back millions of years, and we also know light travel. So there are galaxies that are millions of years away, light years away. So it takes the light that long to travel to reach us, so that those galaxies must have been there at least as long as it takes the light to travel, which is in some cases millions, in some cases billions of years. Now also, the Hebrew word for day carries multiple meanings. So the Hebrew word for day is yom, and yom, one of the meanings for yom is any finite period of time. And there's evidence of this in the Bible, in Psalm 90, which was written by Moses. All right, it has the word day in there, but that day is in God's time, which is, Moses says, is like 1,000 years of our time, is like one day to the Lord. And then there's also the evening and morning language in Psalm 90, which we can jump into later in this video. Right, when it says, like, in the morning we come alive, and in that evening we die, right? So that's just one day to God, or half a day to God, 12 hours. Yet that's our entire lifetime. The Genesis days could be up to millions and even billions of years within each of these creation yoms. And then it also matches up and overlaps with the natural record of the history and formation of the earth.